say to guys out there that are discouraged, that maybe think that God can't use them? Maybe they haven't been as good a father as they need to be. Maybe not as good a husband. Maybe they've spent too much time at work.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, because I know you've dealt with those things in your life.
Yeah, but if you still got breath, then you still got time. You know, and that's the thing that I think men have to really stop beating themselves up so much. You know, even as a Christian man, no matter you're not here to walk perfect. Forget trying to walk perfect. Understand why you are walking. You know, I wake up and I tell all men, I wake up with 3 words every morning of my life: I am He. From the day I was in my mother's womb, He blew His Spirit into me. So I live. So if I'm still able to be a man right now, whether I haven't been the father I should have been, whether I haven't been the Christian I should have been, okay. So let's get it back right, you know. But the problem is we get caught up in so many distractions, you see, and that's the devil's job. His job is, if I can distract you from spending time with you, then I win. Because if most men spent time with each other, they'll take line out their vocabulary. Absolutely, for themselves. And everybody talks about all these different diseases that's going to destroy us. The number one disease that we have as Christians even is separation. Mm-hmm. Why separate our minds? Why separate all these different religions? There's one God, one hope, one love, one faith, and it's all up under one umbrella. So you got to understand what God is trying to tell us. He's trying to say servanthood is the highest reward you can ever get when you come home to me. You see, not dying, nobody remembers nothing about you because you never helped nobody else.
Well, you know what people don't understand sometimes either is as much as you love football and as much as a person can love their job or have a great passion to be great at what they do, as an evangelist, as a person who loves to preach the word of God, people can't understand sometimes that that's more joyful and a greater experience and high than hitting somebody. I mean,
you get more excited about that than I get about football.
Mm-hmm. Hmm? Well, how do you feel when you go up there and you share your testimony and you give the gospel message when you get that opportunity?
I just know that I don't confuse the direct connection that we have between me and him. I don't confuse it. I don't think about it. I don't hesitate. Whatever comes from my heart comes from my heart. You know, that's why you'll very rarely see me skip a beat because I trust him with my every word. When I get up there and I give men my testimony, I tell them, I'm not going to tell you nothing that's pretty. I'm going to give you something that's rough. But on the other side, there's a greater reward if you keep fighting.
So it's straight talk.
Yeah. Got to keep the fight. You got to keep the fight, man. You can never give up faith. You can never give up faith. And I tell most men right now, if you really want to see things, that's why I watch movies a lot. I watch movies the way people read books, you see? And the movie that's showing that right now to me, the way men should walk, is the Book of Eli. You see? Mm-hmm. With the movie that Denzel played in, because he's in that movie and his whole focus, no matter what the situation is I'm headed west because I heard a voice once speak to me. Now, a lot of us Christians has heard that same voice, but how many times we let that voice see, right, God remains God. God is always God. He never removes himself from being God. We the only ones take breaks from him. So that's why you see in that book, in that movie he did, I think it's one of the greatest movies ever put together simply because of the message. The message wasn't to conflict religion. The message wasn't to have these different wars about who's right or who's wrong. It was about once a man has something to do, go do it. And sometimes your circumstances, the way you draw it up, ain't going to be the way it's going to be drawn.
We got a couple thousand men that are going to be at a Super Bowl breakfast Sunday that we're going to show testimonies from gentlemen like yourself. If you had to give a one-word encouragement to these guys in Denver on Saturday morning, what would you tell them?
Oh, I think my word is simple. God is God. Grab that relationship and make it the greatest relationship you've ever had in your life. No matter who likes you. We don't live to be liked. We live to be respected. And if you can ever walk with a great name is rather chosen than all the riches in the world. So a great name is what we should be chasing. And being a great man means not hurting another man. Being a great man means being a better father. Being a great man means striving every day to be a better Christian. Being a great man means never, ever stop the good fight. Because once you do that, you stop fighting for life.
Finally, the worst experience in your life, how did it help you in your walk with the Lord and where you are now?
Because the worst experience brought me closer to him because he was the only one I could talk to. Sometimes he'll remove everything around you just so you can hear his voice. Because his voice ain't loud most of the times. It comes in a whisper. But you got to be stable enough to hear that whisper and understand what he's trying to tell you.
Thank you, Ray.
Hey, you guys be good, man.